Hello Cowboys Nation, welcome to another video, and without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. Cowboys urged to re-sign projected $153 million impending free agent before offseason. When the Dallas Cowboys traded for wide receiver George Pickens, it was seen as a risky move. While Pickens' talent was never in question, his poor attitude and behavior were, and the fear was he could create problems like he did with the Pittsburgh Steelers. However, Pickens has been everything the Cowboys could have hoped for. He has, for the most part, been on his best behavior, and he's producing at an elite level, with his 1,142 ranking second in the NFL. Once this season is over, the Cowboys are going to have to decide if they want to keep Pickens, who is on track to land himself a massive payday. If you ask Bleacher Report's Christopher Knox, he believes the Cowboys not only need to keep Pickens in town, but they should extend him before the offseason begins. If Dallas genuinely wants to keep Pickens, and not just use him for tag-and-trade capital, it should extend him now. The Cowboys hurt themselves by delaying new deals for Lamb, Dak Prescott, and Micah Parsons, and they need to finally learn from their mistakes. There is clear interest on both sides to keep this relationship going. Owner Jerry Jones has said on multiple occasions he wants to keep Pickens, and the wideout admitted he'd love to be back in 2026. But, as we know, words and actions are two different things. It's all going to come down to money. Pickens is almost certainly going to be seeking a deal that is at least close to the top of the market, and Dallas is going to have to weigh paying big money to two wide receivers, with CeeDee Lamb already being paid handsomely at $34 million per. Spotrac projects Pickens will bring in a 5-year, $153.7 million contract, which amounts to $30.8 million per year. That figures to be around the ceiling of what Dallas wants to pay him, or at least it should be. But we can see Pickens looking for a deal richer than that, and more specifically around $35 million annually, which would tie him for the second biggest contract at wide receiver with Justin Jefferson. With what could be a difficult negotiation, the Cowboys do have the option of using the franchise tag on Pickens, which will cost about $28 million. That will give Dallas more time to negotiate with Pickens, who they could also turn around and trade if the two sides are too far apart. Top 2026 free agent may depart after season is over, and the Cowboys can take advantage of this. While it looks like the Kansas City Chiefs could miss the playoffs for the first time in several years, top free agent cornerback Jaylen Watson may depart once the 2025 season concludes. The Chiefs haven't looked the same since coming off that embarrassing Super Bowl loss to the Eagles, and now, at 6-6 after the loss to the Cowboys, they have plenty of talent that will become a free agent this upcoming offseason. Unfortunately, it will come down to Watson and other standout cornerback Trent McDuffie, which leads many to believe that Watson could receive major interest come free agency in March. The Chiefs' secondary continues to find ways to pave the way for younger talent, while losing L'Jarius Sneed and Justin Reed in back-to-back off-seasons, and Watson is likely the latest to be heading out the door. Originally selected in the 7th round of the 2022 NFL Draft, the former Washington State product isn't the most glorious prized possession, but any team could reap the benefits of the Chiefs' former talent. Despite being held as a competitor to other cornerbacks like Joshua Williams and Nazeeh Johnson, Watson was able to keep his ground and win the starting job. McDuffie is their primary contributor for the secondary unit, and he's in line for a monster deal. Watson could earn his next long-term contract with this team. The Dallas Cowboys. Despite having the hottest offense all 2025 season, the same can't be said about this secondary unit. The Cowboys have been able to lock in Darren Bland to a long-term contract extension, but Trayvon Diggs doesn't look like a defender who wants to stick around. After suffering an unusual injury in his own home, you have to think that Diggs is finding ways to find his way out the door of Dallas. Once Micah Parsons was gone, the soul of this defense was lost, even though they traded for Quinnen Williams and Logan Wilson to make up for it. Either way, the Cowboys had the worst secondary unit in the league. Dallas must do something to address the issue, and the draft won't cut it. Rookie Siobhan Revel Jr. has yet to adjust to the league, and recently acquired Kyer Elam hasn't been able to stay consistent. Watson could change things around if the Cowboys are looking to make a difference, other than focusing on the defensive line.